debated you about the Big Bang. Okay.
Oh yeah, that liar, that PhD student that didn't know jack shit.
She was a PhD. This is also again your tactic to degrade people. She didn't say she was a PhD. She said she was working towards it. So
I said PhD student.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I said PhD student. So once again,
people. You don't prove.
Kid Collie, I said PhD student. If you have selective hearing, or if you got so triggered by the first part of my sentence that you started talking before I finished it, and you didn't hear me say the word student, then that's your problem. But I said PhD student.
That's a blatant lie.
The PhD student?
That is an absolute.
That's fucking cute, dude. Chat, did I say PhD student or did I say PhD?
Dad, am I cooked right now?
He said student. Yes. PhD student, PhD student, student. So you can believe that all these people who I don't even know are just simping for me and lying. Or you can accept that maybe you got sand in your vagina and you started talking before I was done talking and you didn't hear me say student, or you just have selective hearing because of the, I don't know. So what do you want to talk about?
Scientific theory is an explanation of an aspect of the natural world that can be or that has been repeatedly tested. That's not reality, my friend. That's crazy.
You didn't ask me for the definition of reality.
The fact that you need to call other professionals up to debate for you is nuts. The fact that you need to call ChatGPT to debate for you is crazy. Okay? Stop degrading.
Did you ask me for the definition of reality, or did you ask me for the definition of a scientific theory?
And I just
okay, and then you read it and you said that's not reality. So what did that have to do with anything? Other than nothing, what did that have to do with anything?
Over fucking everything, dude. That was your initial point that you made at the beginning of this.
That scientific theories are reality? No, I never said that.
No, that's what your explanation of true was. Don't you remember that, Planet Peterson?
I didn't say that true is reality.
This is going to be really awkward when I go watch the VOD back. This is going to be super awkward.
Yeah, for you, I guess.
Sure, for both of us, I'm pretty sure, because we're both just acting like a couple of asshats.
You sound yeah, kind of. You're really toxic, though. So
yeah, so are you.
What do you want to talk about?
Right back
no, I just match energies, sweetie. So what do you want to talk about?
With a very, very, strong negative demeanor towards people.
Oh my God, dude. Please divorce yourself from your emotional baggage. What do you want to talk about? I am calm and collectively simply just asking you, what do you want to talk about next? So don't be condescending or anything, and just tell me.
Sure. We'll talk about specific theories that you have listed on your actual list. How about that? Would that make you happy? How about let's talk about no evidence of God. I'm not a Christian myself, but I'll happy to engage in this. What is no evidence of God to you?
What is no evidence? You want me to tell you about things that aren't?
Like why? What are the things that you find that are evidence that God doesn't exist? Is that a better question? I'm sorry.
That's a fine question. So the contradictions. I don't think a contradiction can be true.
Can you make that a little bit more clear? I'm sorry. What contradiction are we talking about?
Sure. So, like in the Bible, we're sold that,
if God, like the concept of God, not just...
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but the Bible says that God exists. So, for example, it says that God is...
the Quran, and so does, I'm talking about the concept of God. Let's make that clear. Not the Christian God, okay?
Okay, so you just want a generic idea of God.
No, I want you to tell me what evidence that you have that shows that the concept of God does not exist.
I was literally doing that, and what I said was not a diversion.
You were using the Christian Bible as your explanation.
Yeah, and then I said, so you want a generic God, and so I was about to address what you were asking for, but then you interrupted me to tell me what I already knew.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think the problem of evil dispels the possibility of an omnibenevolent God, for example. That's a contradiction.
So, what about Buddha?
in the Bible, we're sold that,
Oh, no,
well,
I'm
if
talking
God,
about God, like the concept of God. What about like a different God than
Buddha
like the
didn't
one that
believe in
you're
gods.
naturally understanding? You're explaining, Jesus versus
Buddhism
the
doesn't
devil.
posit the existence of God.
Huh?
Buddhism doesn't posit the existence of God.
Can you say that differently? I'm sorry.
I really can't. Buddhists don't believe in God.
Buddha is not a God entity.
No, he's the enlightened one, but he's not God. They believe very much in like spirituality and things like that, but Buddhists don't believe in God.
Okay, fair. What
Yeah.
about the gods of the Greeks? What about the gods, like if we talk further past, like if we take out this whole like moral rhetoric that you're trying to argue,
Fine.
what is the evidence that shows you the lack of evidence of quote unquote God?
Because these personal or impersonal gods that were invented to be explanations of things have all been naturalism has systematically dismantled the supposed explanation that they were made to fit, like lightning,
Sure.
earthquakes, any kind of
Sure.
like whatever natural phenomena you want to bring up.
Okay. Sure.
They have been relegated out of necessity, and so when you say this is the reason for this, a god is the reason for this, but a naturalistic explanation was found, then that retreats any credibility for that thing existing. Now, maybe Thor really does exist, but he just exists up there and doesn't do anything. Great.
Sure.
I'm agnostic as well, so that's not like a contradiction or anything for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's a reasonable answer.
Gosh, look at us just getting along now. Isn't this great?
It is great. I'm kind of starting to like you just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit, right? All right. So on the same topic, here's the next question. Would you say that I suppose I agree with you as far as like your explanation of saying that like God, at least how it's explained by most humans, is not. I don't really agree with that, right? But what about more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Vague? I don't know. I don't think abstract kind of definition towards God, where like technically speaking, I hate it in the Christian Bible too, but they leave this weird gap open where they're just like, hey, we don't really say real words. We want you to speculate what our words truly mean, right? Would you agree with that? There's like hidden messages that Christians try to say is in the Bible. Would you agree with that? Like
They do that, yeah.
Yeah,
But what
yeah.
does that have to do with anything?
my question really is like if you think about God in that aspect where you're not looking at an actual physical entity or being, but instead maybe like the entire actual collection of the universe.
I know you were here for the last guest because this is basically where we were with that. So if God is literally just nature,
I'm sorry, I don't listen to the religious ones because they typically tend not to go very far.
that's fine. If God is just nature, then God is indistinguishable from a universe where there is no God and it's just nature. And so this is just fundamentally not it is a waste of time to think about it for even 5 seconds.
Interesting. So then I guess my other question would be like, then how does that tie, like, what are your opinions on the people that believe like the heavy spirituality people that are like, how do I explain this? Like, we are all one. What do you think about those people? We are one with the universe. Those guys.
I mean, what do I think about them? I don't
I'm just
really
asking for context.
I don't think about them. Now, when it comes to what they believe, it sounds goofy and incoherent to me. So I don't know. I don't seek them out to say to like try to expose what they believe in or anything like that. But if you ask me my opinion on what they believe, then that would be my opinion.
Okay. That's fair. All right, buddy. well, I suppose that dwindled down a bit. I'll go and let you get back to it. You enjoy coming up here and just degrading other people. Shove that education up everybody's booty holes. Peace out, man.